The universe says that you may not have anything that you want. Wait a minute, I thought it was ask and you shall receive. So if I'm asking for what I want, I can't have it. Well, it's not that you can't have it, you may not have it. You might get it eventually. You might, and you might not. The universe doesn't judge, and it doesn't take orders. My name is Chuck. I am a professional hypnotherapist. I work with people to help them to have a better life with whatever's going on. Clear out some of the negativity and all of the junk that's going on in their life. And I've kind of made manifestation one of my focal points here in my life to help people to understand this more. So if you clicked on this video because you're having issues with manifestation, stick around. I'll guarantee you by the end of this video that you will know something about manifestation that you don't know right now. Okay? And the biggest thing is that we live in a universe. This is some of the stuff that I had a hard time myself getting a grip of. We live in a universe that only has one answer. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, it says yes. So if you're asking for something because you don't have it, it's saying yes, you don't have it. Yes, that's okay. And the universe goes about creating for you that you don't have. You don't have the thing that you want. So you're manifesting the don't have. Okay? I've said before that you are a master manifester at this point in your life right now. The difference between not having something or having something is a matter of perception. It's that simple. I've seen a number of different videos. In fact, I've watched a couple in the last couple of days that really triggered thoughts in my mind. One of the things that comes to mind is what Bruce Lipton said. A guy by the name of Bruce Lipton. Now, Bruce Lipton is a very interesting guy. I encourage you to look him up. You'll find him on YouTube. I don't know where else you find him. He's an older guy. He's an older scientist that took scientific information and melded it with spiritual understanding. And he now teaches, writes books, does speaking engagements and things of that nature. He coined a phrase called epigenetics that basically says we control our genetics, everything in our body. So physically, you can control anything in your body, including your health, your illness, and everything of that nature. And the thing that he was saying in this video that I saw, I think it was just last night when I saw it, he said that when he goes out on tour and he talks to people, he said he just started asking people. You know, people say, well, I want this and I don't have it, I'm trying to do this. He says, write down for me what it is that you want. And he said most people can't simply just write down what they actually want. People have a tendency to know more about what they don't want than what they want. In fact, if you've probably been through a lot of this stuff on the YouTube, if you came here, and you've probably heard Esther and Abraham, Esther Hicks, Abraham that she channels. Abraham is allegedly and I believe there's something really there, is a group of entities, of spirits that have congregated together, and they channel through her and give information. Well, one of the big things that Abraham has said is manifestation is instantaneous. When you ask, it is given. In fact, there's a book, and I've got the book here someplace. I've read it, looked through it several times, and I didn't understand it at first, what was going on. But when you ask, it is given, it is not given in the physical world instantaneously. It is given in a probability energetic form. And our job is to know that that thing is ours physically in our life, to absolutely know that it's yours, 100%. There's no doubt that that's mine, and I have it right now. Just because I don't see it doesn't mean I don't have it, right? Well, when you get to that point, it will appear in your physical life. And I've said many times before in the videos, and I'll say it many times again, I'm sure, is some of the things I had a real hard time coming to grips with. One of them was that life, our physical world that we see in front of us, that we live in every day of our life, is a reflection. It's a mirror. And what it reflects back to us is our beliefs and our emotions and our feelings up to this point. And that's what you see in your life. If you don't have something in your life that you really want to bring into your life, then look to your thinking, look to your feeling. Actually, it's the feeling that matters, because what really works in our life is those deeply seated feelings that we just kind of like shove down and we don't even let anybody know about them. Okay, it's just us. Be honest with yourself. And that's when nobody's around. When, and some of the biblical stuff that you can pull out of the Bible works this way. It's not religious. Be still and know that I am God. Okay, what is God? God's all that is, the universe, whatever you want to call the God force. I am. Okay, who are you? I am Chuck. So therefore, I am the I am. So therefore, I have to be still and know that I am God. And am I the God that runs the universe? No. But I am the God that is creative. The creative part of God is me. I am that. We all have, and it's getting to be a pretty common thing you hear in a lot of videos, and you see it in a lot of other things, is the Christ consciousness within us. What does that mean? Again, it's not religious. The person that we refer to as Jesus out of the New Testament of the Christian Bible, his real name was Yeshua, that best we can determine. In Aramaic, he spoke in Aramaic. I'm sure he spoke several other languages, but Aramaic was his native tongue. And he says again and again and again, and some of the disciples say it also afterwards, that the kingdom is within. What is the kingdom? The kingdom is the world, right? You live in a kingdom. We live in this thing that we call the world, the physical world. But that is all within. We are pure consciousness. We are not physical beings. This was some more things I had a hard time getting through my mind. Understanding that, because if we were pure physical beings, the physical world would have total influence over us and would be just basically screwed. That's what it would come down to. It goes back to the old way of thinking. The old school thinking was strongman rules. That's why there were so many kings. Go through the Japanese, it was the shoguns, emperors, whatever you want to call them. That was strongman rules. Well, now things have changed, okay? There is actual freedom in the world, in this world that we live in, and that's a manifestation also. It's manifested. But you are a master manifester right now. You manifest everything that is in your life or that is not in your life. And it took me a long time to get that through my head. Once I figured out that what was not in my life, I was thinking too much about. I was thinking, I don't want to not have this thing. And since I don't have this thing, I want the thing in my life. And the universe was saying, yeah, okay, you can create more of not having it. That's okay. That's okay. Even think of it, money. We all say, hey, anything you can think of. And of course, money's an easy example because everybody knows what it is. I think money is really far beyond just paper product or coins or something like that. They used to make coins out of gold. They took that away. But and that had real value to it as far as the physical world was concerned. But let's say you need what amount of money? Just think, what kind of money do I need in my life right now? Okay, you need $100, $100,000, million, 10 million, or $50. Sometimes $50. I can remember a time I was so broke that somehow $6, a $5 bill and a $1 bill got stuck in the ashtray of my old car. That's when cars had ashtrays on them. And I was looking through the car trying to find something that ran across $6, and I was thrilled to have it. I was really thrilled and thankful that there was $6 in there. That's how broke I was. And from that point forward, I knew that things were going to work out for me, and they did. And everything came around, the money came back, and I'm here today in the living room. I didn't starve to death, so I'm here today. And that was, Jesus, that must have been 50 years ago almost. Maybe 45 years ago. But anyway, that's a long time ago. But you manifest everything that is in front of you in this lifetime. You're manifesting that. So don't think of yourself as not being a manifester, because you already are. And don't think about manifestation, the things you want, of like stacking a technique, one technique on top of the other on top of the other until you get enough techniques there that something pops into existence. That won't work. You can do a affirmation for 10 years, repeat it over and over. And I know a guy that did just about that, over and over and over and over again, about I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, and all this other stuff like this. The guy never got wealthy because I know him very well. He was one of my ex-brother-in-laws, and he was so wrapped up inside of himself in negativity from his childhood that he knew that he was just poor and had no money and stuff like that. That's what he was creating. So he was manifesting, and I used to try to talk to him about this. In fact, he was the one that got me into a lot of the, into meditation and things of that nature when I was 26, 27 years old. He was the one that talked me into going to this, to see about this class that was called the Silva Mind Control back then. And I got into that, and it changed my life. So, but it didn't change his life. That was a weird thing. And he could see things happening for me. And I kept saying, you're looking at it all wrong. You're looking at the things you don't have. So if in your life you're looking at the things that you don't have, that's what you're going to have, is don't having that. And the universe is fine. It has no judgment. It's not mad at you. It's not being nicer to somebody else than you. It's just that that person over there that has all those things that you would like to have in your life, they don't have the negativity in it that you do, okay? We all, just quickly here, because I'm getting long on this, quickly, up until we're about 7 years old, we start out, probably until you're about 1.5 or whatever it is there, you're in delta brainwave, which is the lowest brain frequency there is that we know of. And then you go into theta. Theta is the next step up. It's about 4 to 8 cycles per second brainwave pattern. Extremely programmable. It's totally programmable. Up until you're about 7 years old, someplace around there, you are an open book. You have absolutely no filter in what is programmed into you. Your parents or authority figures that you're around up until those years like that, everything they say you take as gospel. You don't reject it. If they tell you you're a piece of crap, you go, oh, okay, I'm a piece of crap. And you believe that. And the thing about it is what you do, once you get about 7, and things start to change, and you come up into alpha, which is a little better, still programmable, but still a better brainwave pattern to be in than pure theta. You put it in a backpack, all those things that you've learned in theta and the negativity, and the good things too, but the bad things are there, and they're the ones that are holding you back. You put that in a backpack and you bring it into adulthood. You got a backpack of crap on your back, and it's holding you back from having the things that you want. The fastest, easiest, most realistic way I've ever seen to get rid of that stuff and get on with having a good life is through hypnosis. That's why I became a hypnotist, hypnotherapist. I work one-on-one with people. I do almost everything I do over Zoom. It works just as good as being there. It's kind of like being there. It is. It's an energy transfer is what it is, and it's a video transfer. And I'm more than happy to work with people, try to get rid of some of that negativity that's in you. You can get to me through my email on YouTube, and all you gotta do is contact me. And in the meantime, you might want to just hit the like button. A subscribe would be nice. And I'll come back, I'll have more. Still working on that self-hypnosis thing. I kind of got that under control. I'll try to get it by the end of last month. Didn't get there, but I'll get it very shortly. I'm going to get that on here. That's a good way to start, self-hypnosis. Because when you really come down to it, it takes a little bit of explaining. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis, even if you work with me or some other practitioner. And that takes some explanation. I'm not going to take the time right now. I'll do that some other time. Manifestation's easy. It's not a thing. It is a way of life. It really is. And be glad to help you with it. Come back and see me again. Have a great day.